How's it going, guys? Welcome back to TheBlueShifting and welcome back to Crystalline. Last time we were here, we had a pretty nice little reunion back where we kind of started. Lumia, I believe it's called. We went back to the main city. We kind of tied up a lot of things. Like I even called it the episode. I called it tying up loose ends, and it's really what the episode was all about. We kind of went back to the start. The biggest thing was Amelia getting permission to actually do her research, because last time she ran away, and they were like on the fence about whether or not they should kick her from the academy. But thankfully, she was able to persuade them with her fantastic work that she should continue. We also got to see, well, I would just call it, like, I think it's like, it really felt like our first real date with Leanna. Granted, the first date would probably be more considered the Sky Temple, but that was kind of like the whole events of that were kind of our happenstance, and like it just kind of the right moment and the right timing and everything just kind of played out perfectly. So instead, what made this one so unique was that we actually like spent a day together. Specifically, she treated us to making us dinner, which was okay, and dessert, which was delicious, if not slightly suggestive, though unintentionally. It was just fun. And we also kind of saw some evidence of Kara and Zach really becoming an actual unit. So, I mean, as far as relationships go, everything's hunky-dory. And we've also really... We don't have, like, once again, like, remember I said sometimes it kind of bothers me that we don't really have much of an antagonist? We had the Cloaked Brotherhood, which was nice, but now we literally have nothing. Like, everything, pretty much everything's been resolved now. The only thing that's hanging over my head personally is the fact is the characters that, like, he's entering into a very meaningful relationship with somebody while they're actively trying to find a way to send him home, which is going to cause lots of problems. For instance, last time, I think the first thing we did in the episode was attempt to open a portal, and Leanna was like super relieved that we hadn't actually done it. So I was like, obviously there's some confliction there, and I wonder what that's gonna be something that's gonna be interesting to resolve. Like, how do you make a choice like that? Especially because like you don't know what'll happen if you make the temporal rift. Like, you might be able to only make it once, and if he opens it, he might just get pulled into it without, like, I don't know, like, we don't know, like, if he'll actually have a choice. So it's like, I think this is a conversation they need to have sooner rather than later. But, I don't know. We'll have to see. For now, we're on our way to the water temple, I believe. We're heading out towards the sea. So we're going to see some cool stuff, I suppose. Ugh, that pun, I almost didn't say that pun. I kind of wish I hadn't now. It wasn't clever in any way, just painful. So, regardless. All right, let's wake up, get some breakfast, and continue on our journey. The next morning, we had a quick breakfast and head out to Lumia to continue towards Crystal Coral. We walked through familiar rolling hills and grassy knolls late into the dusk. Yeah, definitely familiar. As we passed Meadow Hill, I'm washed with a feeling of nostalgia. This is where my adventure started. My thoughts wandered back to my family back home. Do they know I'm gone? Not much time has passed at home. Is the passage of time here even equal to that on Earth? What if I go home and everyone's grown old? What if you've grown old and they didn't? Will I even be able to go home? A glance at Leanna. What would have happened if we'd never met? Would I still be wandering aimlessly around Havengard? I'm sure something would have. He's resourceful. I think he would have figured something out, but it would have taken him a lot longer to get his feet underneath him. Leanna looks over at me, feeling my gaze on her, and smiles softly. Her smile calms me and quiets my mind. There's no point focusing on what ifs. I should focus on the here and now instead. True, but I think we need to talk about this at some point. I'm worried that they're gonna wait until like they don't have many other options left. You know, like the last second. I don't know if it should be the last second conversation. It makes me nervous. As the sun begins to set, we make camp and turn out for the night. So anyway, I mentioned it before, but I don't think I quite jumped into the thought. It's like, so remember, like, we don't have any antagonistic anymore. Like, not even the situation's an antagonist at this point. We're all doing this. We're all friends. We all want to do it. We all have something to gain from it. Amelia even is not breaking any rules anymore. Like, there's really no conflict here. So now the only conflict is time. It's like, what are we going to do? And there's eventually going to be a major choice. Like, how do we decide? Alright, so as time gets set, we turn in for the nap. I kind of turn in for the night. Wow, I feel like we just had this transition a little bit ago. I yawn widely as the soft song of morning pulls me out of sleep. Time to go train. As the campsite focuses into view, I spot Leanna's empty bedroll and muster the energy to crawl out of bed. Time to get to training so I can start my day. I quickly get ready, meet Leanna, who's waiting for me a short distance away from the rest of the camp. Oh yeah, that's right. Last time she kind of was like, oh no, we don't need to train. And that's because she was super like, she's not handle awkwardness at all very well. And if anything, she generates more of it. And that's the cardinal sin of awkwardness. If you acknowledge it, and specifically if you try to avoid it, you tend to just generate more. It's better just to get it out of the way. She smiles warmly as I approach.
Good morning.
Hey, morning. Leanna hesitates and steps closer to me. I pause in surprise as her lips caress my cheek in a gentle peck. As she pulls away, I see the color rise in her cheeks. She bites her lips, suddenly shy at my lack of response. I could get used to this, that's definitely true. And I'm definitely awake now. But I kind of want to return, should I return the favor? Yeah, let's return the favor. I pull her in and kiss her firmly on the lips. She melts into me before breathlessly pulling away. This really is a good morning. She pushes me playfully.
That was painfully cheesy.
We'll get used to it. That's pretty much our whole, that's pretty much what we offer.
Are you ready to get started?
Yep. What are we doing today? Casting or sparring?
Both.
Huh?
We're gonna practice magic augmentation.
Ooh, yes. This is going to be interesting.
Now that you've improved in the fundamentals of both sword fighting and casting, we're gonna try to use your magic to enhance your swordsmanship.
This could be very exciting. This is probably the most exciting part, especially because if you are like a combat-based person, using magic to augment your combat abilities, this seems like amazing. Especially like it makes it so you can run really fast and jump really far in the midst of combat. That sounds awesome. She unsheaths her sword and the crystal in her manipulator shines to life. Soon she's enveloped in a gentle glow. That's a Mage Knight specific skill, isn't it?
It's definitely a strong factor in what makes a Mage Knight so formidable. Now unsheath your sword and channel your energy.
So yeah, there's no reason why someone who's not a Mage Knight couldn't use augmentation magic, but they specialize in training it.
The magic can help lighten the weight of your sword and make your swings faster and more concise.
Oh my gosh, if you could ooh man, this is making me think of shard blades. It's so fun. I gather the wind magic and direct it toward my blade. It feels as light as a feather, like it could float out of my hand. In fact, it probably will. Come back here, you. She looks pleasantly surprised.
Yes, you've got it.
It's a little creepy how good we are at this if you think about it.
Okay, now when you swing your sword, use the air around you to push the sword in the direction you want it to go.
Dang. Okay. Duck. I visualize my sword as a magnet attracting to the air around it. Like a hot knife through butter, my sword slices through the air with a sharp ring. Whoa, I felt no resistance at all. When my sword completes its arc, a wave of energy flies towards Leanna. She raises her blade and easily deflects the wind. Sorry! Leanna stares at me with her mouth agape.
Were you trying to do that?
Kind of? No, I just practiced the swing, like you said. Her expression shifts to one of admiration.
What you did was actually an advanced technique which requires a lot of energy and concentration. I can't believe you were able to do that without trying.
Alright, so she's kind of got the point here, though. She said it requires lots of energy and concentration. We have oodles of energy, so we're probably compensating for the lack of concentration. But the problem is that's going to make our technique very chaotic. I imagine, especially if we're under stress, I imagine our magic is going to like explode out in like bursts of like intensity that we might not be able to control. Huh? That's pretty cool. Good. Nice response. Draw my sword, enjoying how it cuts through the air. I could get used to this. Again, wind augmentation is pretty awesome. Leanna grins.
Since you've been able to pick this up so quickly, are you ready to put it into practice?
Sure. Maybe? Sure, yep. Readying my blade, Leanna matches my fighting stance. We go through the motions as we have many times before, but this time I flicker the energy into my blade. As she moves to strike, I easily evade her attack. Without the weight of gravity, my return strike nearly catches her off guard.
Good.
Whew. She grins in approval and moves in for another attack. This time I repel the attack with my blade and parry. She ducks out of the way. For once, I'm able to keep up with Leanna's attacks using my augmenting abilities. Then I see Leanna's sword glow. Is she going to augment her abilities too? Her expression becomes stern as she thrusts her sword toward me. Her movement is a blur and I barely catch the attack in time. Before I have a chance to regroup, she strikes me again, and this time I groan as I get knocked back. I don't think Leanna's holding back or taking it easy on me anymore. She continues to overpower me in the sword fight. My breaths come in labored wheezes. Even with magic, I can't get through her defenses. Wait, my magic? She's clearly better swordsman, but my magic is shown to be formidable too. Careful, man. As Leanna prepares for another attack, I gather a ball of energy and blast wind magic at her. She uses her arms to guard her face as she deflects the blast. Her eyes flash, but there's a smile playing at her lips. In one smooth motion, she retaliates with her own gale. I dig in my heels to the ground as I'm pushed back. Soon we're volleying wind attacks and sword strikes. The last attempt to gain some ground in this battle, I channel as much energy as I can into one powerful windstorm and let it fly towards Leanna. Okay, this is sounding more and more like a lightsaber duel between Jedi, or Jedi and Sith, but mostly Jedi. I mean, like, with the Force pushes, they kind of, like, this is wind manipulation, obviously, but imagine if you were watching it, especially if you were choreographing it as a movie, it would feel very much like a lightsaber duel. She returns with her own ferocious gale, and their energies clash between us. My windstorm cuts through her gale and knocks her down. She blinks up at me from the ground, stunned.
What just happened?
I'm not sure. Figured there was no way I could beat you in a sword fight with all your years of training, but I've been doing very well in casting, and would have a better chance of beating you that way.
That doesn't explain how you overpowered my cast.
My training has obviously paid off, and the oodles of energy that nobody can account for.
No, I mean that level of energy output should be impossible.
She looks at my arm and inspects my manipulator.
The type of crystal we have for you shouldn't be able to even handle that much energy without shattering.
Okay, that is odd. I guess. Like, really, it is confusing. Like, this definitely is, like, once again, like, it's kind of obvious what the problem is. I'm not gonna just be prideful, and it's obviously not her inability. You know more about this stuff than I do. Leanna nods.
Maybe the next city will have a shop that can help us take a look at it. If not, we can always buy you a new one.
Huh. Sure. In the meantime, should we continue practicing? She shakes her head.
That's enough training for today.
The fragrant scent of breakfast wafts through the air and my stomach growls. Leanna giggles.
We better get some food in you.
Yeah. What a good way to wake up, though. You, like, work yourself and then get hungry. That's an idea I can get behind. We gather up our things and head back to the group. Once we return to the campsite, we have a quick breakfast. Afterwards, we clean up camp and start on our journey once more. Interesting. So he's really... I mean, he's from another world, so obviously the rules don't apply to him. We've seen evidence of that, so I'm not that surprised. We follow the main road, breaking every so often to refuel and rest up. I'm getting more used to the long hours of walking and even notice more definition of my calves and legs. Eventually, the shadows grow long and the sun's rays lose their brilliance. We find a secluded area to make camp. We divide to set up the duties for camp, then have a quiet dinner together. I'm feeling exhausted from training this morning, and after all the traveling, I'm ready to just relax and recharge. Seems like my companions are feeling the fatigue too. After dinner, we sit by the fire and talk for a little while I feel my eyelids begin to grow heavy. Soon the conversation comes to a close as everyone disperses to go to bed. I wonder if he's ever going to take an opportunity to try and learn other forms of magic. I think I would be interested in, like, trying. I know it's kind of bizarre for people to pick up more than one, but we're obviously such an exception. Why not try some fire magic? Oh, that also seems like have a lot of propensity for disaster. Before long, I drift off to sleep. Wow. Little tiny arcs this time. Normally we don't get the jingle of transition for a little while. Yeah, we're only just like 15 minutes, not even 15 minutes. I awaken bright and early the next morning. Leanna and I have a quick spar, practice, and return to the group just in time for breakfast yet again. After we finish eating, clean up the camp, we waste no time resuming our journey toward Costa Coral. Whew. It was kind of nice having her close to me all day though. The road toward Costa Coral is clear. We make good time. With the sun right high in the sky, sweat pricks my skin. The temperature is much milder here than it was back north. It's a welcome change from the previous cold. We arrive at Costa Coral in the afternoon. Alright, let's see. Ooh, oh, I like this one. This one looks really pretty. This would be a town I'd love to live in. And I love the windmills on the top of the hill. I wonder if they have anything, like, are they, like, for grain? I'm guessing they don't generate electricity. As we pass through the gates, the first thing I notice is the salty breeze coasting through the town. The houses and shops are all built higher above the ground than what I'm used to seeing, with large, wide windows to let in the sun and breeze. We pass through the main square. People pursue the shops, but the bustle isn't quite as busy as the previous towns. Shopkeepers laze by the desk, fanning themselves with wide, woven fans. The slow pace of the town calms me. It'd be a really nice place to just relax for a few days. Amen. There's a bright smile on Leanna's face as she enjoys the wind combing through her hair. Everyone seems to feel the same tranquility I do. It's just nice, just imagining. After passing through town, we find an inn where we settle down. Hey, this one looks a little different. It's nice and refreshing to see an inn that was a little different. We order some food and situate ourselves near an open window. Amelia immediately consults her notes.
Now that we have arrived at Costa Coral, it would be in our best interest to survey the area and search for additional information which can lead to the water temple.
It's unlikely that we'd just be able to find it, because these things have apparently been missing. No one answers her. I look at the rest of the group, and they're staring out the window. Following their gaze, the view from the inn overlooks the brilliant white sand and crystal blue water. Oh no, I just realized, shouldn't be so stupid, but we had the token hot spring episode. I'm guessing we're about to have the token beach episode. The Pongo pops out from seemingly nowhere and settles near the window. I'm guessing Pongo's secretly something more divine than he appears.
It's so beautiful.
Kara grins broadly and leans close to the window to get a better look. Even Zach relaxes as he watches the gentle loping of the waves. Only Amelia remains transfixed on her notes.
Perhaps we should inquire with the locals here as to the whereabouts of the temple.
Leanna reluctantly tears her gaze away from the beach.
Well, I suppose we should do that.
Oh man, everyone's gonna be like, we want a break!
Or we could take a break from all that traveling and take some time to recharge and then scout for information.
I mean, to be fair, there's literally no reason for us to rush. I vote that.
Boing, boing.
Pongo seconds that vote. That's 2 for value.
Pongo's got good taste.
Kara kneels down and pats the Pongo on the head, and he chirped happily.
We have arrived here for a purpose, and that purpose should be fulfilled.
Well, I mean, you gotta also have a balance.
That's true, but wouldn't we have more success after we've had a chance to rest and can search with fresh eyes?
I'm sorry, Amelia.
I've been feeling a bit pale after spending so much time in the cold north. It'd be so nice to just relax and bask in the sun for a while.
And it's not like you didn't get enough sun up there, but whatever.
The beach sounds like a great idea.
Yep. There's a pause as we blink at Zach. Really?
Of course.
Leanna wrinkles her brow.
There's no reward for going to the beach.
Oh, there is a reward. Kara's his reward.
Not everything I do has to have a reward.
Kara smirks and wraps herself around Zach.
Obviously, his motivation for going to the beach is to spend more time with me.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I take it back. Let's do Amy's thing.
Oh, snap.
Hey!
Amy looks thoughtful.
The journey here has been long. I suppose a brief repose could be a good idea.
Then it's settled.
Yeah, that's everybody. I don't know about you guys, but I didn't exactly pack a swimsuit.
Good point.
I noticed a few clothing shops we passed on our way here. Perhaps we may find something suitable within.
Yes. I mean, why wouldn't they? But also B, if you really think about it, swimming suits are just undergarments that are socially acceptable to wear only on your skin for swimming. It's so interesting how it's so different. It's like the classic picture where you see there's the girl in the bikini and she's just posing and like being all proud of herself, and then it's the same girl in underwear that's almost the exact same pattern and she's covering herself up and being embarrassed. It's weird. It's a weird thing we've developed with this. But whatever. People are weird. It's fine.
Why don't we take a look at the shops, and then we all can meet down at the beach?
Yay! We agreed to the plan and began to head off when Kara stops me and Zach.
Nuh-uh. No boys allowed.
Well, we have to go shopping too. What?
It'll be way more fun if it's a surprise. Trust me.
Oh gosh. Oh man. And now I'm having flashbacks to the Ace Academy beach episode, and boy, that one got interesting quick. She winks and hurries out with Leanna and Amy before we can protest. That just leaves Zach and me to team up to shop for swimsuits. Whatever. After leaving the inn together, we browse the local bazaar. We each look through the racks. Zach grabs the first pair of dark swim trunks he finds and brings them to the counter for purchase. Of course he does, Zach. You grunge. Wow, that was fast. He shrugs.
It's not like it really matters.
I take a look for a few different styles, but ultimately decide on an orange suit. After buying our suits, we head down to the beach to get changed. Oh boy. Oh, you two, be kind to me. You've been kind to me so far. Just keep it up. It's only swimming suits, I promise. We carefully tread down the stairs covered in the wall of the cliff until our feet touch the warm sand. Ooh, very nice. It's even got umbrellas. What an interesting, like, sub-modern society. The beach is laden with visitors. Children build sandcastles or race by the water, shrieking when waves lap at their feet. Even more children play along the cliffs, chased by their parents who fiercely scold them. That would be me. Most people lounge beneath the sun, flipping every so often to even out their tans. Zach and I wait for the girls at a more secluded spot.
Boy.
I glance down to see the Pongo has returned. You made it here before the girls.
Boy.
Is that just me, or does he sound disappointed? We continue to wait. And wait. So, Zach, what kind of swimsuits do you think the girls are going to get? Oh, I'm sure it's going to be something obstinate. Alright, okay, I'm going to make my predictions. So, I'm guessing Kara's going to be wearing barely anything, of course, because it's Kara. She's going to try and get a rise out of Zach. I think Amelia is going to wear an equivalent of the Japanese school bathing suit, because it always seems to appear if it's like we're going into the tropes zone, and it's also kind of the most modest one. And also, she's also the youngest, so it kind of also makes sense, too. And then Leanna, I'm guessing, is going to come in a kind of like a tie top with a showing of belly, but then like kind of like a wrap rather than just a bikini. I like how I'm actually philosophizing and considering this. Like, am I a degenerate? I promise I'm not. I'm not a creep. I'm just trying to imagine if I were the creators of this, and I'm following the same patterns of like they have patterns, and they love to go for the tropes. And so if I'm going for the tropes, that's what I'm predicting. Oh, Mr. Scars. Oof. Zach shrugs.
Nice ones, I would guess.
Yes, aren't you insightful? I nod. I'm really looking forward to seeing. Hello? There's only one choice that makes sense here. This will just piss him off, and this one will just get us shouted at for being creepy. Kind of swimsuit Leanna chooses. Based on her reaction to her Wolfsden armor, I guess she might cover up a bit more.
Yeah, but don't forget, she actually kept the wolf's den armor.
Wait, really? True, so maybe she secretly likes showing more skin.
You'd know better than I would.
I'm not going to dignify that with a response. What's that supposed to mean?
I mean, if there's anyone she'd enjoy showing more skin to, it's certainly not me.
I'm not displeased by your words, but we're going to move on. My cheeks heat up at the thought.
It's Kara.
Oh dear, that's probably very true. Zach nods. Finally, we hear the girls before we see them. Kara leads the way and bounces into view. Oh dear. Her string bikini seems to be struggling to stay put. Oh, it's like I knew. It's like I could see the future.
Hey
That's
guys.
actually not as bad.
Are you waiting long?
I thought it was going to be a little more risque than that, but that's fine. I love Kara. He responds with a low guttural gurgle. Kara blinks.
I mean, yes, we were waiting forever.
She grins slyly.
Sorry to keep you waiting. It took a while for me to find the perfect suit.
By the way, I did that little like attempt gurgle. I don't even know if you could hear it, but my throat now hurts a lot. I don't know what I did. I pulled something. She spins around, which we don't get to see, but still.
So, what do you think?
Oh my gosh. Zach shrugs.
It's fine.
You jerk face. Kara pouts. Before she can respond, Leanna and Amy catch up to us. Oh, heavens above. Oh, snap. Yeah, interesting. Oh, and I guess she didn't go for the more modest one either. Leanna's white... Alright, that's a French word. Bandeau, I have no idea. Suit hugs her in all the right ways, while Amy's pink ruffles make her look cute and girly, which is also an interesting choice for her, but yeah, whatever. Gave Lana once over. That's my new favorite outfit. It's a very flattering swimsuit. Ooh, I don't know. They both are kind of meh, and I don't like that one because it's like, nah, whatever. That's not our thing. That's Zach's thing. I'd say very flattering. She looked even better than I expected. That's a great look for you. Oh my gosh, settle down. Oh, the jiggle physics in this game are ridiculous. Leanna blushes and grins shyly.
I'm glad you like it.
Aww. Amelia walks right past us and settles into the sand. Hey there, Amy.
Greetings.
What are you doing?
I am selecting the prime location for me to begin my construction
Oh, nice. I bet she makes the best sandcastle ever. Construction.
of the most structurally sound sand fortress.
Ah, I'm excited. I want to see her in like like a battle fortress, like up to her side where she stands, and she just yells, like, just screams at the ocean, like, "Come on, I dare you!" The pongo bounds over to Amy and wobbles excitedly.
Of course, you may be of assistance.
Yeah, I think I did something to my throat with that. Ugh. Leanna pulls me aside as Amy starts digging in the sand.
Why don't we go check out the water?
Absolutely. Good idea. I take Leanna's hand and lead her toward the ocean. She glances furtively back at the others, but nobody pays the same attention. Her fingers intertwine with mine as a smile graces her lips. Plus, they already know anyway. I was about to have, like, trust me, Kara's already been digging into me for all of this. She carefully dips her toe in the water. No, that's... Oh, but, like, adventure's so much fun. Adventure's so much fun. Oh, I wouldn't do it, but in this game we do. I sneak up behind her and shove her into the water. She yelps and instinctively throws out her arm to channel magic, but she's not wearing her manipulator. Instead, she swings her arms wildly as she falls over. Sputtering, she pushes herself up and fixes the glare on me. Oh, no. It was an accident? She grabs my arm before I can move out of the way and moves me toward her. I lose my balance and splash into the water with her.
Come on in! The water's fine!
It's cold! Leanna splashes me and I dive out of the way before returning the splash. She ducks from the water, but a few droplets catch her. She grins mischievously and uses her arm to send a small wave my way. Oh, that's all like, whoa! Yeah, I know what she's doing. Whoa! I try to swim out of the way with the wave splashing in my face. That's how she wants to play. I use both my arms to send an even larger wave over Leanna's direction. She automatically moves her arms up in a casting position, hoping to push the wave away from her, and realizes too late that she's still not wearing her manipulator. All habits must die hard. Ooh, that could actually be a big weakness, though. If you ever caught her in a combat situation without a manipulator, she's grown to rely on it far too much, obviously. The wave crashes around her.
Oh, you are so going to regret that.
Bring it on! Uh-oh. Let's not do anything rash now. I try to swim away and put some more distance between her and myself. For all I know, she's somehow going to send a tsunami my way. Leanna swims closer to close the gap. We were just having fun, right? I ready myself for the worst, but to my surprise, Leanna swims over to me and bops me on the nose. Huh?
Fooled you!
Oh gosh. She giggles.
I got you all riled up for nothing.
No, it wasn't for nothing. I took my life into my own hands doing this. Oh yeah? I grab her waist and pull her into me. She gasps as she looks up at me, her chest against my own. Man, wouldn't it be nice to be able to just pull this kind of stuff off on a whim? I can be bold and I can be forward, and I have been forward in my own dating experiences. But man, does this make it look easy? With the team back on the beach, I draw Leanna into a lingering kiss. Her eyes flutter as we pull breathlessly away. Now who's the one all riled up?
Still you.
Ah, fine. She playfully pushes me away, trying to mask the color in her cheeks. Leanna squeezes some of the water out of her hair.
I think I'm ready to dry out a bit in the sun.
Yeah, same here. Let's go check back in with the others. Well, oh, there goes my tongue. Whew. We head back to the shore. Amelia's fortress looks like it's nearly complete. That girl works fast. The pongo bounces from buttress to buttress, a little shovel in his mouth. Dang, it must be huge. That's cute. He's helping. Zach lounges in the sand, his eyes closed, while Kara pouts beside him. She doesn't look too happy at Zach. As soon as she spots us, she rushes over to Leanna.
I'm feeling kind of hungry. Are you hungry? Let's go get some food.
Okay, she grabs Leanna's hand and drags her over to the food cart. I stand next to Zach. What was that about?
Meh.
Zach leans back in his beach chair. I think Kara's trying to get your attention. Zach. I nudge him.
What?
What are you doing?
Trying to relax.
You should be relaxing with Kara.
I was. She was right next to me.
She was... No, sir. No, sir. You are... You know how to shoot stuff. You don't know much else, apparently. Maybe with your eyes open and focused on her. Zach raises an eyebrow. Leanna returns with ice cream and seems excited to eat it. Kara trails behind her. She stops right in front of Zach, but turns to face Leanna.
I am starving.
When Leanna looks at Kara, she seems just as baffled as ever. I'm so confused too. Kara reveals a banana and nothing else. Though she was Oh no. Oh, Kara, you wouldn't. You wouldn't sink that low. Come on, you don't need to do that. She peels the banana and then carefully maneuvers the fruit as far into her mouth as possible. Oh my gosh. Really?
Kara, be careful. If you take it all at once, you could choke.
Kara grins and slowly pulls the entire banana out of her mouth.
Oh, don't worry. I have great control over my gag reflexes.
Oh! This is not happening. Ooh, okay. Jeez, Kara. Jeez. Zach starts coughing as his face turns red.
But you're right. I'm just so hungry that I got a little eager. Is this better?
She puts a sizable amount of the banana in her mouth at once, then noticing Leanna's chagrin, carefully pulls back a lot. She takes it a bit more. I'm starting to get... I'm uncomfortable reading this. Oh my gosh. Okay, this definitely is... This has to be... Like, no, man, there's probably somebody who does this in real life. That's scary. I don't know. Like, I don't know if I could... Like, this... I'm just speechless. Let's move on. I don't think she's actually planning on eating that banana. No, she's not. She makes eye contact with Zach.
You have weird eating habits.
Kara's eyes flash. She takes a vicious bite out of the banana. For some reason, I wince, and so does Zach. Yeah. When she's done eating, Kara gets close to Leanna again.
Oh, do you know what we forgot to do? Put on sunscreen.
Oh my gosh, Kara, you gotta turn it down. I'm trying to help you out. Leanna's eyes widen.
You're right.
You don't like a tan?
It's not about tanning. It's about protecting your skin.
I like how they know about skin cancer in this world.
Exactly.
Oh dear. Sure, that's why. Kara leads Leanna over to the beach towel, and the two of them settle in. Then Kara smears a glob of sunscreen into her hand and starts rubbing the lotion across her chest. Zach gazes in fixation on the gentle rhythm of her hands. Oh my gosh. Leanna follows Kara's lead and begins liberally spraying sunscreen over her skin. Good freaking grief, stop it! I'm mesmerized by the smooth flow of her hands across her supple skin, and I imagine they're my hands traveling up and down her body. Jeez. Boy, this is just laying it all out there. I'm not surprised. I shouldn't be surprised. I shouldn't be surprised. But that's the whole point of this, right? To make me just embarrass myself on the internet? Yeah, that's totally what I'm intended for this. It is pleasant to think of, though. Oh my gosh. Oh! And I'm like Amelia back there just making a castle. Suddenly Kara is lying on her stomach and the towel and motions to Leanna. I turn to Zach. Yeah, there we are. You know, I couldn't see it when you were on the when you were on the bed in Woolston in this pose, but now I'm starting to understand what you mean.
I told you, it's the most attractive pose.
Oh yeah, I almost forgot about that. Maybe not the most attractive, but pretty attractive.
Leanna, do you think you could help me with my back? I'll return the favor.
Oh gosh.
Of course.
Leanna kneels beside her and squirts the lotion onto her hand. Suddenly, the bikini strings across Kara's back fall to her sides undone. I was gonna make the bloody nose joke, but he's totally bleeding.
You'll be able to reach more this way.
Leanna nods and carefully rubs her hand along Kara's skin, making sure to spread the sunscreen evenly across her whole back.
Oh, that feels so nice.
Oh my gosh, Kara. Oh my gosh. Zach clears his throat. He tries to look away, but his eyes are repeatedly drawn back to the girls. It's just a fact of nature. Even I start to feel the flush in my cheeks. I really wish I worked with Kara right now. Yeah. Oh man. As Leanna's hands travel up Kara's back, the string holding her bikini up falls loosely to her sides.
Oops.
Oh, fetch. Are you serious?
That's okay. I don't want any tan lines anyway.
Kara lets out a soft moan as Leanna finishes up her back. A small strangle sound escapes Zach's throat. I look over and notice a stream of blood trickling out of his nose. Zach, you stay with me, man. You have to wait for this to be over so you can actually talk to her. I think you've got a bit of, something. I gesture toward his nose.
I'm fine.
When Leanna's done, she helps retie Kara's swimsuit. As Kara stands, she turns around and speaks to Zach. This sparks when she notices the nosebleed.
All right, Leanna, your turn.
No, fetch. By the way. Does that actually happen to anyone? I don't think it does. Well, like, I know there are people who get nosebleeds easily, but, like, I've only seen it in anime. I've never heard of it in real life before. Ugh, dang. Leanna looks back at us and frowns.
Maybe later, when we don't have so much of an audience.
Thank you. My heart couldn't take much more. I can close my eyes if that helps.
It doesn't.
Zach and I get swooshed away while Kara gives Leanna the same sunscreen treatment. Zach wipes his nose and quickly returns to his usual self while I sneak out as many peeks at the girls as I can. We're pervert to the end. Kara seems very familiar with Leanna. My mind wanders back to all the times they shared a room. What actually happens behind closed doors? After a while, the girls return and Kara throws a ball at us. Zach's lightning reflexes catch the ball.
Nice catch.
Where did you get this?
Doesn't matter.
Like, maybe.
Kara?
Did you steal it from some children? She giggles.
I bought it, silly. It was with us the entire time. But I suppose you were a bit too distracted to notice.
Mm-hmm. She winks. What game are we playing?
Beach ball.
Of course we are. Leanna grins.
A classic beach game.
How do you play?
We'll split into teams. Me and Zach, and you and Leanna. We'll each stay on our own sides of the court and try to hit the ball over to the other side without letting it drop to the ground.
So no 3-time up rules? That sounds suspiciously like beach volleyball. Yeah, like, sounds like fun. Seriously, why wouldn't this be fun? I'm horribly unathletic. I'd still do this. Sure, it sounds like it could be fun.
And it'll just be an added bonus when we win.
Kara smirks.
Oh yeah? Should we make a wager?
Depending on what the terms are. I paled. I remember the last time we made a wager. Let's just keep it a friendly match this time. Kara laughs.
You better get into position or this first serve will be an automatic point for me.
Right. Leanna and I hurry over to the other side of the court. Well, there's a towel placed on the sand to divide the two sides. Kara serves first, and Leanna dives to bump it. Then I spike it over the side, expecting the ball to smash into the ground, but Zach saves it and bumps it over. I scramble to reach it, but it lands gently in the sand. Okay, well that wasn't the strongest start. It isn't long before Zach and Kara get into the swing of things. Soon the volleys on each side take longer and longer. At one point, Amy wanders over and sits down on the sidelines to watch. On the last volley, Kara spikes the ball over to our side. Leanna dives to bump up and misses it by a breath, and the ball bounces in the sand. Leanna lets out a frustrated groan. She serves the ball hard and flings it out of the court. It's okay. No, we can't cheat. Let's do a pep talk. How did Kara and Zach get so good?
I have no idea.
Can't let this get to us. It's like you said in my training. Stay focused, filter out all the distractions. Leanna nods determinedly.
You're right.
She closes her eyes, takes a few deep breaths. Feel calmer? She smiles and she opens her eyes.
Yep, I'm ready to win.
Alright, let's do this.
Are you ladies here to talk or play?
Oi! We're gonna take it down, son! By the way, this scene reminds me of one of my favorite volleyball scenes in all of anime so far, which is in, I can't even think of the tight name, it's a stupid long one. It's the one, it's the Emiya cooking show, like the one that's based on the Fate series that's been coming out recently. It's the best when the servants are playing the volleyball, like, to the death, and Shiro's just out there trying not to die. Oh, it's so good. I scowl. We're here to win.
Could have fooled me.
Just serve the ball. Although Leanna and I try our hardest to keep up, we can't close the lead that Kara and Zach maintained. Ultimately, we end up losing. Leanna pouts as Kara and Zach celebrate. Still don't understand how they are so good.
Neither do I.
Well, maybe we just need to train harder. Amy brushes herself off as she stands.
It is because they play upon each other's strengths. Kara's dexterity and swift reflexes allows her free range to serve the ball for Zach's powerful strikes.
We did that. Amelia gives me a blank look. Sort of.
That's pretty smart of them. We mostly just split the court in half and figured if the ball fell into whoever's half, that's who would try to hit it.
They really are a perfect match. Kara throws her arms around Zach. She jumps up and down in celebration. A broad smile splits his face as Zach's arms wrap around her, too. Ugh. Yeah, they are a perfect match, aren't they? Suddenly, he seems to realize what he's done and quickly lets go. Kara grins and scoots back close to him. Of course she does.
We make a great team, don't we?
You're pretty good at this.
Oh, was that a compliment I just heard?
Zach crosses his arms.
Don't make a big deal out of it.
She laughs.
Well, you're pretty good at this too.
With the game over, we all gather together and hang out. That was fun. The sun begins descending in the sky. We enjoy a light breeze blowing around us. Sunsets. Yeah, it feels like it's been forever since I've been able to enjoy a good sunset. Mostly because it's winter. Collectively, we relax in the sand and enjoy the last warmth of the sun. I close my eyes as I soak in the rays, but I feel a bit restless. I nudge Leanna. Let's go for a walk.
Sure.
Brushing off the sand, I get to my feet. The two of us walk in pace. The beach expands out into the horizon, brilliant colors painting the sky as the sun kisses the ocean line. We pass by the cliffs, and both Leanna and I hear voices. She stiffens and she goes on high alert.
Do you hear that?
What? Yeah. We pick up the pace and can make out a frantic yelling. Uh-oh.
Help! Somebody help!
Oh, fetch. My head swings around as I glance widely around me. Then my gaze focuses on a small boy gripping the edge of the cliff with his tiny fingers. His face is awash in panic as tears stream down his face. Oh no! A woman who I assume is the mother screams for help, tears glistening in her eyes as a crowd forms around them. Lana breaks from me and races to address the boy. I'm close to her on her heel. I'm close on her heels.
Everything is going to be okay. I just need you to keep holding on, okay?
The boy chokes out words between sobs.
I can't.
Don't let go. Just keep holding on.
We gotcha.
Damn it! I need my manipulator.
She turns on her heels and sprints back towards the group and all our belongings. Leanna!
Make sure he holds on. I'll be right back.
My heart races as she disappears from view. The boy swings precariously on the cliffside. She'll never make it in time.
I can't.
You can do it. Just hold on a bit longer, okay?
My hands are...
Oh, fetch. Time slows as the boy's fingers slip. I feel helpless as I watch one hand fall and then the other. Suddenly the boy disappears as he falls. My ears pound to the beat of my heart, and all sounds are muted, as if washing away by the ocean. Just use your magic man! Maybe you don't need a manipulator at all! He rushes through the air, but time seems to slow as I reach out my arm. The only thought in my head is to save him. I want him to slow. He's falling too fast. Slow down. Gather the wind around him and slow down! To my surprise, he does. His descent slows and slows until he's hovering just above the ground. Then he drops ungracefully into the sand, but ultimately unhurt. His mother is right by his side, clutching him to her chest. His sobs are drowned out by tears of his mother. She scolds him with a mixture of harsh words and kisses. The scene replays in my head over and over again. How he was falling, and then he wasn't. I remember reaching out my arm, and then the wind that saved him. Was that from me? I can still feel the lingering tingle in my arm as the energy dissipates. Gradually, the shock wears off, and I feel life return to my limbs. I'm a bit groggy, like I've just woken up from a nap. I still notice the intense stares a few people are giving me. Whispers snake around me as I catch words like casting and impossible.
That was magic, wasn't it? The boy slowed down and then stopped in midair. You saw it, didn't you?
Interesting.
But who could have cast it? Must have been a mage out here, watching. Yeah.
They glance around, looking for anyone who could be suspicious, thinking their gaze lands on me. Uh-oh. As their eyes narrow, Leanna finally returns and rushes over. The team's right behind her. Our things already gathered. Leanna gently urges me to move.
Now that the boy is safe, we should get moving.
Indeed, it will only cause more questions the longer we stay.
Oh, okay. As we trudge up the cliffside stairs, I can't stop wondering. Is that me? I knew I wanted to save the kid, but I wasn't wearing my manipulator. That's impossible, isn't it? And yet, I felt the unmistakable tingle of magic flow through my arm. Kara's voices my thoughts in a low, urgent voice.
What happened back there?
I don't know.
You cast it.
What?
Somehow, you have discovered a method in which you can cast without your manipulator.
Oh boy. I thought that was impossible.
Yes, however, absorbing energy directly is impossible too. For you to use that internal energy to cast is a new occurrence for all of us.
Once again, I'm from another world. The rules don't seem to apply to me.
We don't know how to channel magic without a manipulator, so we could only teach you to cast in the only way we know how.
Do you believe you could replicate such a casting?
I mean, I can try, though it's kind of an intense moment, if I'm honest. I'm not sure.
Maybe here isn't the best place to be discussing this.
Zach eyes the crowd of people rushing past us, presumably to check out the beach.
Yeah, let's get to the inn first.
I wonder, like, they seem to talk about mages and seemed like be kind of odd. Like, was it just the fact that I seemed to be I might have casted without using a manipulator, or did they not like mages here? We all change out of our swimming suits and regroup. Gar leads the way and soon brings us to the inn as night falls. We settle down in the secluded corner, all wearing grave expressions. The more I think about it, the more I'm able to come to grips that I casted from within, and the more excited I feel. After all, I just did the impossible. The silence is stifling. I can feel the questions teetering on the edge of my team's lips, but no one seems willing to speak up first. I want to see if I can cast that again, but the inn isn't the best place to do that. Leanna's the first to break the silence.
So, the beach.
Right. I look at her.
You cast it without a manipulator.
Probably. Yeah. Hearing that still sounds weird and unnatural.
How did you do it?
I have no idea. Everything happened so fast.
Perhaps you can recall certain stimuli which may have affected you differently.
I think back. The kid was falling, and I didn't want him to get hurt. Then it just happened.
Was there a technique you used which is different than what you normally do?
I don't know. I reached out, and the energy shot out of my arm.
Did the energy feel any different?
Amy raises a brow at Kara.
What? I'm not a caster.
Maybe a bit more concentrated? I really don't remember. My mind was focused on other things. Amy frowns.
There must have been an effect which triggered the change in the cast. Something which allowed you to connect with your inner reservoir of energy. If you could just recall what it is, you could replicate the cast.
My mind is a swirl of thoughts. Leanna notices my discomfort.
Maybe we should table this discussion for later.
It is imperative that we discover how to recreate the cast.
I agree, but we may be more successful if he tries to cast again. And the inn isn't the ideal place to practice.
Amy pauses, then nods.
You are correct. We shall attempt to recast again when we are more isolated.
Thanks.
Maybe we should figure out our next steps for finding the water temple.
You're right. We had our break at the beach, but we did come here for a reason.
Right. Back to basics.
This city is the closest to the islands among the coast. If I recall correctly, the exact location of the water temple has been lost to even Elderism. My assumption would be that it is located on one of those islands, similar to how the wind temple was located on the floating isles.
Another possibility would be, what if the temple is actually, like, sunk underneath the water? Maybe it wasn't obviously built there, but maybe it did submerge there. Possibly wind magic could get us down there.
An intelligent assumption, but one that will keep you from the true location, I fear.
Who the heck are you, and why is your name purple? Oh, he's actually got a full character. We turn to a stranger approaching our table. His silver hair is pulled back and his face reveals a kind brown eyes. He's tall in stature with sturdy build, but the rugged lines of his face show his age. He offers us a genuine smile through his full beard.
That which has been hidden from memory is safely stored beneath nature's rocky peaks.
His mouth isn't moving. Interesting. But so it's under like the cliffs? What? Who is this guy? And why is he eavesdropping on our conversation? Zach narrows his eyes.
And who are you?
Just a simple bard.
A bard.
The man's eyes light up. He clears his throat.
I warned the lonely soul not to seek comfort from the sea, for her will cannot be tamed, and when she pulls him into a watery bosom for his death, she cannot be blamed.
Suddenly, Leanna leaps out of her chair and topples with a clatter. Her cheeks are rosy and her voice grows with enthusiasm as she finishes the reaction.
And yet still he sought her bravely, wading ever deep. And far beneath her seafoam lace, his secrets she will keep.
Ooh. Wow, Leanna. Her eyes shine with a bright wonder. She stares transfixed at the man. He grins at her.
That was beautiful. I thank you.
I love the poetry of Giggleane. It's great to meet someone who also knows of his work.
Oh. Well, good news, Leanna. The man grins but doesn't say more.
When did you come across this poem?
Just after I finished writing it, I suppose.
Wow, what a humble. Leanna looks as if she just had a heart attack.
You're Giggleane?
He nods and bows slightly. Leanna takes a sharp breath of air and then squeals excitedly.
I can't believe I'm talking to the Giggleane!
She hops up and down in excitement and giggles like a schoolgirl. Her face is flushed, there's stars in her eyes.
Your poems and stories are what got me through my toughest years at the academy. Would it be okay if... I mean, it's just such an honor. Can I shake your hand?
Aww. In response, Giggleane holds Leanna's hand in his own, and she lets out a squeak at his touch.
I am honored to meet someone who has such a deep appreciation for my work.
Who's Giggleane? Kara and Zach wear the same blank expressions I have.
You don't know him? The famous bard! He's traveled throughout Asaria, recording the stories of adventurers. His poems are known throughout Havengard. He's a legend.
Why would I know this?
You give me too much credit.
You're just being humble.
Anna looks completely smitten. Please, it's not like he's a rocket scientist. I don't get the appeal of celebrities. I don't know. I don't like how into this guy Leanna is. That is my honest reaction to this. I'm sure it's fine, but it is kind of like, oh my gosh. Ooh. I would like to check out his work. It sounds very nice, and plus it sounds like it's like definitely a good way to get to Leanna's heart, is for sure. That's a strategic answer, but it's definitely like considering how we are right now. Like I'd be like, Leanna continues to fawn over Gigglane, and the more I watch, the tighter my hands of jealousy squeezes my heart. I fight to keep calm when all I want to do is pull Leanna close to me. I actually dabble a bit in poetry myself. Idiot, idiot, idiot. Leanna raises a brow.
You've never mentioned this before.
It's never really come up. Gigglane looks over at me intrigued.
Well, that's marvelous.
Oh no.
Tell me, what do you find is your greatest inspiration?
Well, that bit us in the butt. It varies. He nods in understanding.
I've also found that inspiration is unpredictable.
Leanna separates from Gigglane and comes back over to me.
I had no idea you were so creative.
Oh, actually, I think I have heard of this guy. You wrote about the thief and the purple marble, right?
He seems pleasantly surprised.
One of my earlier works. I am pleased people are still familiar with it. It is a fun little tale.
That doesn't explain why you're here, or why you were listening in on us.
Huh.
Oh, I'm sorry if I overstepped, but it's been a long time since I'd heard anyone talk about the temples. I couldn't help but be interested, and it sounds like you could use some help, too. I can guide you to the entrance of the water temple. It's located below the mountain valley.
Interesting. How do you know where it is? He knowingly taps his nose.
As a bard, I do come across all manner of stories and information.
But why is you so conveniently here? He strokes his beard in thought.
If you're open to the suggestion, I'd be happy to show you where it is.
For a cost?
Why would you want to join us?
I'll admit my motives are a bit selfish. If your adventure is seeking out the temple, I'd like to share in your adventure.
By the way, gotta say, whoever did the voice acting for him, like, they got a good sounding voice. Like, dang, very soothing. Leanna gasps.
You want to record a story about us?
He nods.
I promise I won't be dead weight. I know the journey through the temples is treacherous, but I have heard a lot about them through my own travels.
Zach seems skeptical.
Stories are stories. How do we know if your information is accurate?
Kara nods.
Yeah, that one about the thief seemed pretty fantastical.
Because he's Gingalain. He doesn't need to make up stories. He bases them all on real events.
Throughout this, Amelia has been scanning through Elder Islam's notes.
Perhaps there is merit in what the bard says. If even Elder Ism had difficulty locating it, then it must be well hidden. We do know that the Aquarians use the nearby mountains as defenses against neighboring tribes.
Oh, sorry.
It is not unlikely that the temple could have been built within the mountain. Difficult terrain deters unwanted visitors.
Then it's settled. Gingalain can lead us to the temple.
Amelia nods.
It would be valuable to have the aid of a knowledgeable bard such as he. I spent many a late night reading through his tales of past heroes. They are quite fascinating.
Gigglane smiles warmly. Am I the only one who's feeling like this is like a trap of some kind?
They deserve all the recognition they've received.
Kara eyes the people trickling into the inn. They talk animatedly about a secret mage at the beach today.
It is getting a bit late. Maybe we should turn in for the night. We can head to the water temple tomorrow with the help of our new guide.
Agreed. I also don't really want to listen to people talk about the beach incident. What if there's an unlikely chance someone recognizes me? Gigglane smiles at us and pushes himself to his feet.
I'm very excited to see this next adventure unfold. I will meet you here in the morning.
We say our goodbyes and head upstairs. As I get ready for bed, I notice the Pongo never returned. probably decided to spend the night with the girls, so Lucky Pongo gets to go wherever he likes. I crawl into my bed and eventually fall into a dreamless sleep. I don't like him on several levels. Alright, but I think we're going to end that here for today. We definitely had, so we had the fun token, but a very appreciated beach episode where it got me all in a titter, because, you know, there were things present. Just, I can't believe the banana happened. That was ridiculous. It was utter nonsense. It was glorious. I thought Ace Academy was some really interesting places, but this is really taking the cake so far. Oh my gosh. But it was enjoyable. It was fun. So I'm glad we got to share that. So thank you so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on this adventure. I guess, did you have any thoughts about this? It was just utter ridiculousness the whole way through. But it's the kind that makes you really happy and the kind that makes you like really appreciate playing the game. And it's funny because like they always talk about how there is the token like hot spring episode of anime or visual novel, and there's the token beach episode, but like there's a reason why they keep coming back. It's because like whether we want to admit it or not, like 90% of us are really enjoy the shenanigans that go down. We get to take a break from some of like the more intense or more plot heavy moments and get to just take a break and just kind of watch characters in fantastically and often awkward situations, and it's fun. But yeah, I'm really interested to see where this bard is going to go. I've got suspicions. I think there's something going on with him. There's something more. He seems too convenient. He seems to already know too much about us, and I don't know, there's just something about him that just rubs me the wrong way. He might be one of those old heroes too, but then again, were there any that we hadn't accounted for yet? He might be the Ice Mage one I was covering up all the time, but I don't remember what his eye colors were. He might be that guy. We'll have to see. Anyway, thank you guys so much for being here today. Thank you so much for joining me on the channel. As always, if you haven't yet, I'd love it if you took the quick survey that's down in the descriptions, like the first thing you'll see after the welcome to the episode. It'd be nice if you took it just because I'm finalizing the preparations. I'm going to eventually make a proposal to start submitting to artists to try and update my channel art. So just wanted to like hear your thoughts on it if you have any. And just because it's like a 30-second quick thing, it'd be fun just to have more opinions of anybody who's happening to watch my channel, because based on the kind of information I gather, it's going to help me tweak and adapt to the look of the channel is going to be probably for the next year or so, if not more. But yeah, so I'd appreciate that. Otherwise, thank you so much for joining me. Thank you so much for joining me in the Crystalline. If you haven't noticed before, I do some other series as well. Highly recommend my Steins Gate and Mubleth series, but there's plenty of others too. I've done Ace Academy, which came before this one. I'm sure you know that by now, but still, it's worth watching. I think it was one of my favorite playthroughs. I had a blast like working with it. So anyway, thank you guys so much for being here, and until the next video you're watching me, whatever to see me in next, I'll see you there.